border, why James Paxton's gem might not have even been his best game of the season. And Tiger Woods talks the greatness of LeBron James, and in the process, kind of reminds you just of how great his run was, and Phil Mickelson reflects on that. The show starts now.
The brand new ESPN app, now with ESPN Plus. Get more ESPN and download now.
What's happening? Welcome in. It is midnight Eastern, and I'm not tired yet at SportsCenter. I'm Scottvanpelt. CJ McCollum standing by to talk about the Western Conference finalist who has stamped his ticket. That's the Houston Rockets. We'll also get his thoughts on Utah, whose season is done. But Donovan Mitchell has certainly announced himself as a superstar. No hockey for the evening, which means Barry has earned a night off, a very well-earned night off at that, I might add. We begin with the best thing I saw today, which is a little lengthier than usual, but it gets us to the story, really, of the night. It's James Paxton, a native of Canada, in Toronto, and dealing, hasn't allowed a hit through 6 2/3. Kyle Seager makes a great play. Ryan Healy pumped. This is no ordinary play over there. Well, the bounce off the turf's kind of a garden variety hop, but like every no-hitter's got at least one play. It's a great play, and that's the one right there. To the ninth inning, Paxton's retired the last 26 batters, and pitch number 98 is 100. Stevie keeps it 100.
He sure does.
There you go. There was only a Twitter emoji to reflect that. Next pitch, 0-2. Man, that was spanked. But Seager made that look easy, too. And that is the 6th no-hitter in the history of the Mariners. First American League pitcher to have a 16-strikeout game and a no-hitter in the same season since Nolan Ryan. Those, by the way, were in back-to-back starts. Game 5 up for the 1 seed. Houston trying to put the Utah Jazz season to bed. Fab Five Freddy in the building. Chris Paul was sensational in this game. Donovan Mitchell was as well. Off the miss, Trevor Ariza. Paul steps into that three, bottoms. 19 seconds later, Paul will use the screen. Same story. Rockets up 7. 26 seconds later, it's P.J. Tucker wide open for 3 right before the half. Houston was 18 of 39 from 3. Paul scored or assisted on the final 11 in the second quarter. The Rockets had an 8-point lead. Donovan Mitchell held in check. Maybe the rookie has run out of gas. Maybe he's not going to, well, stop with the nonsense, because here he comes. Down the lane, left hand off glass. Later, Mitchell steps into the 3. And in the third quarter, he went for 22 points. Most of any in his career, a young career that it is, and what a start to the career. And then here, this is no good at all. Bangs knees. James Harden gets the steal and gets the bucket, and that was it for Mitchell. Did not return to the game, not the way anybody would have wanted to see it come to an end. Then it's Paul again. Still a 5-point game, but with no Mitchell, and Utah basically out of guards. You had to think that this was going to be tough to hang in there. Then Paul again. He was 8 of 10 from 3. Paul looking to punch that ticket on the resume to the conference finals. As we know, he's not done that yet here. Now it's just silly off the window with the shot clock winding down. 11 straight points for Paul. Not done. Call his number again. Capella sets the screen. Paul, don't worry about going to the rim for the alley-oop. I'll take care of it. 13 for him. Mitchell's done all he can. Paul goes for 41, 10, and 7. The stars of the Rockets on moving on.
It's just fun. You know what I mean? It's not about the points or anything like that. It's about the process. And I think for us, it's about how we built it, too. You know, starting with this summer and all the conversations and the talks. And I think it was during the third quarter or the fourth quarter, I went nuts on Tuck. And then I calmed down, I smiled at him, you know what I mean? And we, you know, all of us know that there's never any malicious, you know, feelings towards each other. It's all to try to win, and that's what's been fun about this, is just building it.
You know, bringing Chris here and Suck and Luke, like we had a vision, you know, that in order to get where we want to go, we needed the right pieces, and that's what they're here for, you know. And so everybody has a role to fulfill. We go out there and compete at a high level every single night on both ends of the floor, and we have to live with the results. But I know that if we give the effort that we know we can, it's pretty tough to beat us.
So welcome to the conference finals, Chris Paul. He certainly earned it with a spectacular performance. Elias tells us Paul is the second player in NBA history with at least 40 points and 10 assists in a series-clinching win. He joins Michael Jordan, who had exactly 40 and 10 when his Bulls eliminated the Knicks in the 1989 conference semifinals. In his last start, Seattle lefty James Paxton struck out 16 A's batters, and because he had thrown 105 pitches, he left with a 2-0 lead after 7 innings. Oakland then got 2 in the 8th off the bullpen and 1 in the 9th, and Paxton got no decision for his sensational efforts. Tuesday, he was a bit more efficient, both in terms of pitches thrown and hits allowed. Paxton, just unreal in these last couple starts. 16 strikeouts, a career high last time out, and Gonhervis Solarte, who's been swinging a red-hot bat. D. Gordon makes a sliding catch to end the first, so that's a great catch in the first inning, but you're certainly not thinking no-hitters, 3 outs in the game. Bottom 7, you're thinking no-hitter. It's a 5-0 game, and this is what we showed you to start this show. Kyle Seager, really, really good play, and Ryan Healy pumped, able to field the throw across the infield, that true hop right off the infield turf. So the Gordon grab, the Seager play, the highlights thus far. And now 3 outs away into the 9th. And again, the pitch count not an issue in this one, only into the mid-90s. And so we have a swinging fly ball out. Teoscar Hernandez gets the gas face on an 0-2 pitch, 97 miles an hour. Here's Josh Donaldson, one of the most dangerous hitters in the game. Up in his eyes, 98. The next pitch, his 98th, 100 down the pipe. Third pitch of the at-bat. I believe he shook his catcher off, wanted to throw the same pitch again. Fastball, Donaldson gets a good piece of it to Seager, and that is the 6th no-hitter in Seattle history. Paxton, a native of Canada, to do it in Toronto. Obviously significant across the board. And Big 6'5" in the record books. They call him the Big Maple. And the Canadian tattoo on his arm. And the Seattle native Kenny Mayne, fittingly, got to talk to him earlier on SportsCenter.
You know, early in the game, I was just kind of in my own head. I was trying to figure out my delivery. You know, I was unhappy about walking the few guys. I didn't even realize that had been no hits yet. I think it was the 5th, 6th inning when I started to realize, like, oh, they still don't have a hit yet. And then I kind of got back in my own head, thinking about my delivery, and then all of a sudden I look up in the 8th inning and they still have no hits, and they rocket those 2 balls right at people. I just had to kind of laugh at myself and be like, wow, this must be just meant to be. And I was giving everything I had because my defense was out there giving everything they had, and I wanted to do it for them as much as myself.
Scott, did you know James Paxton is the 2nd pitcher in the history of Major League Baseball to strike out at least 15 batters and throw a no-hitter in back-to-back starts? Max Scherzer did it back in 2015 for the Nats. In his next start, Paxton will try and join Johnny Vandermeer as the only pitchers to throw no-hitters in back-to-back starts.
I didn't know that, but now I do. I remember this when Eddie Murray tried to break up the Juan Nieves no-hitter, and Robin Yount, he sold it a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, he Cadillac'd it a little bit.
How old were you then?
50, Steve. I'm 100. I'm 100 years old. Mark Burley, look, there was a nice plays tonight, but Dwayne Wise, the catch to keep a perfect game was insane. That was the first out of the 9th in a 5-0 win against the Rays. Gregor Blanco had to cover a